So I'm sure by now most of you are very well aware of the drama that is going on with Netflix and their new little movie coming out of France called Cuties. It says Amy, an 11-year-old, becomes fascinated with a twerking dance crew. It says hoping to join them, she starts to explore her femininity, defying her family's traditions. And so people are kind of up in arms about showing these young women. And to me, I'm like, being Hispanic, like this doesn't surprise me. I mean, when you look at the neighborhood, right? I mean, there's looks like there's one white girl in here that want to be down, but mostly what you see are the young black and Hispanics. And so for me, I've been here for the past 8 years, and I've come across many females here in the city, and this doesn't surprise me, right? I mean, when you look at the neighborhood, right? I mean, I was looking at an article here talking about the disparities among the races between, with COVID. And when you actually break it down, blacks and Hispanics are typically unaffected. But then when you look at the neighborhood, right? I mean, when you look at what the neighborhood glorifies, right? I mean, this is like somewhere here in Upper Manhattan or in the Bronx. And so it doesn't surprise me, right? When you see the young women in the neighborhood, these women look like they're very young, like they're maybe early 20s. That one in the red, she could be, 18, 19, 20. And there might be like an older one in the back there. But does it surprise you? Does it shock you that the younger generation of upcoming women want to get involved when this is what they grow up, right? I mean, there's people in the windows here that are watching. There's people back here that are recording. There's people walking by that are just like, yeah, just another day in the neighborhood, right? Kind of like Mr. Rogers. Won't you be my neighbor? And if this is what basically is glorified in your neighborhood, then it shouldn't shock you. I don't think that Netflix posted that image for shock value. I don't think Netflix was thinking, we need to, shock in all the people. I think Netflix was like, this is every day, right? This is what women are. I think they realistically portrayed many of these young upcoming preteens as what they will become. And so it doesn't shock me. It doesn't shock the degeneracy that we see, because we see it in the neighborhood, right? This is like they say, mi gente, right? My people. This is what my people do. And so when you go out into the dating market, and let's go look at 1.1 million views. And the crazy thing is, like, if you actually go into the comment section of the video, and people are basically claiming, oh no, this is Washington Heights, or this is Dykeman, or they're like, nah, this is the Bronx, right? They're basically fighting over who wants to claim this thottery as their culture, right? Like, so like you literally go through the comment section, and they're like, yeah, they're getting turned up. Woo, it's lit out there, having a good time. But yet at the same time, they want to talk about income disparities, right? My people want to sit here and talk about income disparities and how we don't have chances, or the white man is holding us down. Yet this is what my people do. As a Hispanic man living in Manhattan, this is what you come across when you go out into the bars, or you go out to the club areas, especially in Washington Heights. You go over here to like the old school Latin Quarter that used to be around here, or you go to Salsa con Fuego up in the Bronx, or you go to La Marina before they closed it down, and the different bars that they have out there in Washington Heights, or even in here. Like, I live closer to downtown Manhattan, closer to Midtown Manhattan, and sometimes when you see Hispanics, like they go to what's it called, Copacabana. These are the women that you come across, right? They come from uptown, they come downtown, they come to midtown, they come to the bars, and these are basically the options of what you have to choose from. So it doesn't shock me when I see Netflix posting stuff like this. It's indicative of the reality of what the neighborhood looks like, right? And so people get up in arms because they're like, oh, it's pedophilia. And I don't think that's what it was. I don't think that this is in essence maybe displaying that, because this is kind of what the older women look like, right? And you don't see the men out there trying to hinder any of this and say this is wrong. Instead, they indulge it. They sit back. You see the guy passes by, right? He's got his little liquor on the street. There's other passerbys. I mean, there's multiple. Like I said, there's multiple viewpoint to this. There's people from the windows that are recording it, and they're like, "Yeah, we getting turned up out here." And it's like, if this is what you glorify, if this is what you value, then you really have nothing to complain about, right? When your neighborhood turns to degeneracy, when you're basically fornicating your neighborhood into poverty, you really can't blame the white man.